Welcome to the second annual American Climate Leadership Award celebration. I'm Megan Spicer from ecoAmerica, here with my trusty disco ball to celebrate the evening. And on behalf of our team, our board, our program leadership groups, thank you for joining. After an inspirational day in our National Health and Faith Forums, in which we dove deep on what we can do to protect our health and our climate at the same time, and what more we can do to move climate action forward with and within our communities of faith, we're ending the day with a celebration of people and organizations who are doing just that and more. We are here now to celebrate, honor, and reward the 10 American Climate Leadership Award finalists who have brought forward successful climate initiatives that have made a meaningful impact, have centered justice and equity, and give all of us both inspiration and models to replicate for success, no matter if you are just getting started or a seasoned climate advocate. And no matter if you live in a small rural community, major city, or somewhere in between. So show our finalists some love. They're nervously awaiting the announcement of the runner-up and winner. Throughout this ceremony, you can use the Action Center to the right of the streaming video to click on different emojis to show love, including hearts, thumbs up, so much more. You can also use the chat to express yourself and even chat with one another. And if you want to tweet on social media, be sure to use the hashtags ACLA2021 and ACLS2021. Now, this year's Summit and Award ceremony marks more than a year of a world in a pandemic. We know it hasn't been easy, and we hope you and your loved ones are safe and well. It makes the work of these finalists even more special because they had to overcome so many more hurdles to garner their success. We hope you are as excited as we are to celebrate their accomplishments. That will lift our spirits and remind us that our work on climate solutions is more important than ever. So with that, let's get going. On to the American Climate Leadership Award ceremony, hosted by Jackie Biskupski and Gibbs Rehlen, who oversees our awards program. We will be announcing the runner-up and winner live in just a few minutes. Don't forget to join us in the Action Center, live tweeting using ACLS 2021. Thank you again for joining us. Over to you, Gibbs and Jackie.
Thank you, Megan, and let me extend my welcome to everyone joining us for this celebratory event, as well as a special thank you to all our many entrants. I'm here with Jackie Biskupski, the 35th Mayor of Salt Lake City, one of the American Climate Leadership Awards judges, and host of today's awards. To name just a few career highlights, Jackie served as co-chair of Climate Mayors, a bipartisan network of more than 470 U.S. mayors demonstrating climate leadership through action. She served as chair of the Alliance for a Sustainable Future, a partnership between the U.S. Conference of Mayors and C2ES, helping cities and businesses collaborate on sustainable development. Jackie currently serves on the Path to Positive Communities Leadership Circle Executive Committee. We're very excited to have someone so dedicated to climate leadership in Utah hosting today's award ceremony and serving as a judge to select this year's excellent finalists.
So much for having me. It's been a pleasure to be here and go through this process. And thank you for your leadership here and in so many other areas. Increasingly, millions of Americans are concerned about climate change, and it is inspiring to see ecoAmerica's work helping so many other organizations address the issue. When the World Health Organization officially declared a pandemic on March 11, 2020, a sudden and unprecedented drop in human activity occurred as we went into lockdown. What we learned is that climate science is happening in real time, that the pandemic will have less of an impact on climate change than we had hoped. And like climate change, COVID-19 has hit our most vulnerable populations the hardest. This is why events like tonight are so important, and we must honor people and organizations who are tackling the toughest circumstances.
Thank you, Jackie. I also want to take a moment to recognize the commitment and efforts of this year's selection committee, who have had the very difficult job of selecting the finalists, the runner-up, and the winner. The judging panel includes author, activist, and overall climate hero, Gus Speth, Executive Director of USCAN, Kea Chatterjee, Dr. Georges Benjamin, ED of the American Public Health Association, 35th Mayor of Salt Lake City, Jackie Biskupski, Harvard School of Public Health and Environment Professor, Mark Weiskopf, Tuo Nishoni Ane, Executive Director, Nicole Horseherder, and Green Muslims climate change advocate, Sophia Gilani. The awards were designed to help inspire and empower all of us to make a difference on climate change. With the support of our funders, ecoAmerica is providing $155,000 in award money, national recognition, and a much-needed boost of positive energy to the finalists. We want to help them continue their exemplary work and encourage you listening to join in and replicate these initiatives.
From firsthand experience, it was both challenging and inspiring to review these exceptional applications, narrow it down to 30 semifinalists, then to the top 10 finalists, and then to the runner-up and winner. They are all working their hearts out to move America toward real climate solutions. There are so many people and organizations that are dedicating their lives to reversing the climate crisis, and millions more looking for ways to make a difference, but they are all winners.
Absolutely, Jackie. Our 10 finalists span initiatives to spur local community action on climate and health, advocacy among our faith communities, and youth climate action. Now let's take a look at these finalists. If you like what you see, be sure to engage with us in the Action Center. First up is the City of Ann Arbor's A to Zero initiative. Adopted in the summer of 2020, A to Zero encourages the transition to renewable energy, the design of a zero carbon transportation network, movement towards a circular economy, and a focus on resilience.
Now on to Clean Air Carolina's Charlotte Mecklenburg climate leaders who challenge, educate, and partner with local elected officials and sustainability staff to set and achieve robust carbon reduction goals.
We'll go now to Earth Charter Indiana. In climate quiet states like Indiana, Earth Charter Indiana's programs empower youth at the juncture of climate science, climate justice, and civic advocacy, pairing them with adults to achieve intergenerational climate progress.
Next is Green Roots Incorporated out of Cambridge, Massachusetts. For over 25 years, Green Roots has uplifted resident voices to thwart egregious business proposals that threaten further industrial contamination, to improve the urban environment through gardens, parks, ecological restoration, and to empower low-income, Black, Indigenous people of color, marginalized residents to come together to fight for positive change in their neighborhoods.
Using a deep community organizing approach, Mothers Out Front empowers mothers to step into leadership roles within community-based teams, providing the training and tools needed to develop and win campaigns.
Philly Thrives organizers with experience running grassroots campaigns for environmental justice knew that winning against the Philadelphia Energy Solutions refinery was possible if they came together and ran strategic campaigns. Through their efforts to influence the media narrative around fossil fuel infrastructure in the city of Philadelphia and shift it in favor of the planet and communities, the group in 2020 ultimately won the permanent closure of Philadelphia Energy Solutions refinery.
Sunrise Movement created Sunrise School, a virtual classroom where thousands of participants gain political education and develop school skills as organizers. This digital platform has allowed for Sunrise's message to spread across the country, greatly increasing accessibility and equity to the movement.
Next is Tara Hauska and her organization, Gnu Collective. Gnu Collective is an Indigenous women, two-spirit-led frontline resistance to protect Mother Earth defend the sacred, and live in balance. Their focus is on systemic change that respects Indigenous sovereignty and the severity of the climate crisis.
The United Church of Christ and the People's Justice Council have worked together to lay the foundation for increased organizing to advance climate justice legislation. They have developed effective communication tools with a monthly webinar, a newsletter, a published handbook for churches, and a nationally recognized report on toxic air pollution.
Youth have played an important role in highlighting the current state of our climate. Our next finalist is Youth versus Apocalypse. They provide resources and training for frontline youth to act collectively for climate justice and collective liberation.
What a wonderful group of finalists. Now back over to you, Jackie, for the big announcement.
Wow, so much inspiring work is happening. You are the change we need to see in the world today. Each of these finalists has received a trophy to showcase their climate work. They will receive $10,000 and be featured online. And now let's announce the runner-up and America's Climate Leadership Awards winner. None of these great finalists you see on the screen have been told who won, and all have prepared brief videos in case they have been selected tonight. The runner-up will receive a total of $25,000, and the winner will receive a total of $50,000. Before I open these envelopes and announce the winner, I want to say that you are all winners. We have tremendous gratitude and appreciation for all you are doing. So without further ado, the runner-up is Youth versus Apocalypse. Congratulations.
My name is Isha Clark, and I am a co-founder of Youth versus Apocalypse, and I currently serve as our media and collaborations coordinator. Youth versus Apocalypse is a climate justice organization based in the Bay Area that is run by frontline youth. And what we have accomplished is creating or helping to build a local movement that has impacted the entire country and world, whether it be through our climate strikes that had tens of thousands of people show up, or our 6 active campaigns, or our viral interactions with power holders. Youth versus Apocalypse has stuck to our local work, but been able to have a very broad impact. And I invite all of you to join our work, to support our work, and to know that no matter who you are or where you come from, you can change the world.
Thank you, Youth versus Apocalypse, and everyone involved for your fantastic work. And now on to the winner, the 2021 American Climate Leadership Award winner, receiving $50,000 in awards, and the top recognition is Gnu Collective. Congratulations, Tara.
We're here because this company wants to send dirty tar sands through hundreds of our watersheds to the shore of Lake Superior.
Bonjour, Shabawekwe Indishnakas, Makwan Dudem Gochting Adunchaba. My name is Tara Hauska. I'm Bear Clan from Couchiching First Nation. The Enbridge Line 3 project, it's a tar sands pipeline. I'm engaged in a struggle against big oil. I think that the environmental movement does a disservice by continuing to engage only in those streams of advocacy that are most comfortable.
I'm here taking these risks because it's time to do something different. Somebody has to take a stand.
The indigenous peoples of this earth, our stories need to be told, our wisdom needs to be shared.
None of us are sacrifice zones. We said no, and we're still saying no.
We're trying to stop the tar sands, but what we're ultimately trying to do is we're trying to shift the whole society away from extraction into empowerment of each other. Like we're seeking liberation.
Wow, that was awesome. What a great group of organizations doing some pretty amazing work. I'm really inspired by these organizations and individuals and extremely grateful that we have the opportunity to recognize their programs and initiatives. So many times, these smaller organizations and individuals are working alone or on a shoestring budget. And having these awards allows us to put a little fuel in their tank while inspiring others. Jackie, thanks so much for hosting this event this year. It was such a pleasure to work with you.
Thank you. And thank you to ecoAmerica and all your stakeholders for pulling this together. It is an honor to serve again this year as part of the selection committee and host this year's awards ceremony. Megan, back over to you and Bob.
For all your support. Thank you, Gibbs. Thanks to all the applicants, the judges, the finalists, and the winners. It's so exciting. Don't you think so, Bob?
Wow, what an interesting day. Thank you, Megan, and your team for pulling all this together. And thank you, everybody, for joining, especially to all the entrants to the awards program, the 35 semifinalists and the 10 finalists in our ACLS 2021 runner-up, Youth versus Apocalypse, and our winner, Tara and the Gnu Collective. What inspirational work.
It's so inspiring by these the work of these 10 finalists. I really look forward to all of the great things they're going to do with a little bit of extra cash in their pockets. For all of you joining, please take a moment to watch the videos of all the 10 finalists. I think the ecoAmerica team has chatted them out, and you can find them on the awards link if you scroll down the page. Share them with others who you think might be interested in supporting their work or replicating that work in their community. That is the idea. I do want to announce that we actually are creating step-by-step guides to replicate the work of all 10 finalists. We already have one that you can download from the ecoAmerica website. We really want to make it easy for you to learn from their work and to bring it into your own community. And so sign up for the ecoAmerica newsletter to get updates on these guides and really all of ecoAmerica's offerings. I believe we have another announcement. Is that right, Bob?
Yep. ecoAmerica is going to host the 3rd annual American Climate Leadership Awards in 2022. As always, we want to recognize and reward exceptional, replicable work to build public support and political resolve for just and equitable climate action. And we'll be offering the same $155,000 in awards. New for 2022 will be a greater emphasis on local action, people and organizations making a difference in their communities, schools, and workplaces. We also hope to expand the awards pool. It's so hard to narrow this down to the 35 semifinalists, and each of them deserve recognition. Details will follow in the next few weeks. To make sure you're included, subscribe to the ecoAmerica newsletter, and there should be a link in the chat box to do that. Also, follow our social media channels or send an email to acla@ecoamerica.org, and we'll make sure we get you more information and updates.
That's right. These are unprecedented times for our climate, our democracy, our health, the economy. If we do what we need to do to solve climate change, increase our ambition to do twice as much, twice as fast, it will resolve much of our health and economic challenges and also lead to a fairer and more just society and democracy. So follow the lead of these amazing finalists and join us tomorrow. We're going to have a great day at day 2 of the American Climate Leadership Summit. You're going to hear from the US EPA Administrator, Michael Regan, Senator Sheldon Whitehouse of Rhode Island, from several of the contributing authors to the national best-selling book, All We Can Save, including Catherine Hayhoe. We're going to deepen our understanding of climate justice and why it matters to all of us. We're going to hear inspiring stories and guidance from a diversity of leaders at all levels of governance who are raising climate ambition and action and bringing America together in the process. And certainly we invite you to join and participate in the discussions and connect with like-minded leaders like yourself to continue collaborating even after the summit has ended.
Well, tomorrow is the main day, and I'm excited to hear every one of the sessions. It's very rewarding to be working with so many partners and all of you on this great challenge. This is the decisive year in the decisive decade. Let's all be the change. Thanks again. Godspeed, onward, and see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.